Hey everyone, I wanted to talk a little bit about the live stream. So we did actually get some news. It was very limited, which is something I expected. It was almost exactly what I expected, just a little more. So they re-showed us the trailer for the Bride Amelia and the little teaser at the end for the Sword Saint Bride. And then they actually showed the new unit, which is, Theresia. She's going to be a bridal unit. She's going to have a great memory. Her memory looks absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love her art and her memory. This is going to be going on. So, first of all, she's not a free unit, which is unfortunate because that kind of confirms that we're not going to get a free unit at all for this event, which is unfortunate. I don't mind the new structure of the event, but if they stop giving us free units, it's going to hurt us down the line, because think of the next time we get the event, we're not going to have a free point booster, and it's just going to be a whole lot harder to get points, because right now it's hard as is with a free booster from the previous event, which is Hetero. Now that we're going to have no Hetero, basically, it's just going to blow, so you're going to have to pull units. It's just really unfortunate. I do like the new structure, but we definitely need free units in this game for this current event style, so it is what it is. She's coming the 9th, which is in 3 days, and she's going to last almost the entire month. I think this is like the time when Bridal Amelia goes away, so like the reason the first unit always lasts so long is because like they want both banners up at the same times, and they want both to leave at the same time around. So they drop one unit with crazy long time, and then one with a little more reasonable amount of time that a gacha normally would. Like, I do enjoy the long amount of time with a certain banner. It's just that it makes them probably less money, because like the units around for a while, you have time to farm, and like people have time to chill rather than just instantly summon, because they don't have a lot of time. They have like a week for the banner or something. So yeah, she's there for about almost a month. Then we go a little forward, we have 2 new stages, 2 new floors being added to the Labyrinth, which is really good. This is probably gonna get Ryan to, I believe right now the cap is 60. He's probably gonna get to 70, and then maybe they'll do something special for 70 through 80, or it's just gonna be normal hourglasses. And these are the final 2 floors that we're gonna be getting. So as you can see, they have the little chocolate boss from the Valentine's event, and I believe this Elsa was also a subjugation event, but I did not take place in that one because I wasn't playing the game yet. So these are both like reused assets, which is also, I don't know if they've done that before in the other floors. I never really paid attention, but if this is like the first time they're doing it, I'm interested to see like more characters return. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, imagine fighting Juice again or Regulus. Like, that'd be pretty neat. Then we have the translations. The first floor, which is going to be the 5th, and then the 6th. The 5th one is going to be the 2 members only in your party. It could be any 2 members, it looks like, but there's only allowed 2, so that's not too bad. I think it's perfectly fine, especially if it's any 2 in your party. You can probably clear with ease. Like, it's going to be pretty simple, as you can see in the image. You're fighting Elsa with only 2 units. Actually, I should full screen this, huh? Oops. Then we have the next floor, which is going to be like Reinhardt in a Felt. Gee, I wonder. We're going to be doing Felt Camp this floor. 2 units here, but I don't think there's a 2 unit restriction here. I think this is just them using only 2 units. Yeah, so it's going to be Felt Camp, which is interesting. They don't have very many options. It's going to be very limited. At the end of the day, this is endgame content. Like, it seems pretty doable, like pretty easy, like with the bosses and how easy they are to kill and whatnot, compared to like the Kid in the Dungeon or something like that, or like the 55k Regulus. But the thing is, it's endgame content because these units, you have to have on your account. Like, there's certain missions for pieces of Reinhardt, like to upgrade them. I believe there's certain, I don't know, because I haven't done the missions, so I don't know exactly the rewards, but there are missions to have OG Priscilla on your account. There's missions to have OG Anna on your account, and if you don't have those units, like, you're not doing those missions, you're not getting those materials. Like, at the end of the day, these are for accounts not really built up, but more so more spread out. You have basically a lot of plenty units, because if you have one cruise camp unit on in your box, there goes the entire floor for you. You just can't do it. Like, yeah, you might have it built really well because you poured like all your materials in there, but like at the end of the day, it's because like you need plentiful units. Like, this is something for someone who has had an account for a while. So It's covering all bases, and I kind of like that because not a lot of new players are able to do this. Like there's having to build up like 1 stars and stuff like that. Like give an example, like for the coin kind of dungeon that's under the labyrinth in the screen. Like here I can pull it up like this for example. This is it for beginners, you know. You can only use Priscilla Camp, and this took me days to even get a team to be able to do it because I had to build up those units. So yeah, it's just not for everyone. Let me change back towards the music. So I really like how it's kind of structured to the point where you have to like invest in your account rather than just simply have a couple units and you'll be fine for like the entire way through. It's more so about spreading your resources throughout your account and making sure that everyone can clear their own floor. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And I do believe that is it. And then they just start talking about some other stuff. So I just wanted to go over real quick what we have for the Felt Camp and some team ideas because it's very limited. This is basically all you have. So first and foremost, Reinhardt's pretty simple. He's the one you get after beating the first floor. So you'll have a great leader skill to start off with. 30% attack is nothing to slouch about. It's probably the best leader skill along with this Ryan because he has the same exact leader skills. He's probably the one you want to be running as your leader. You can use HP for Felt Camp by 40%, maybe if you're not well built up enough and you're struggling a little bit. Then I believe 2-star ROM is actually an okay lead with 20% debuff or defense buff for your team. So those are probably like the leaders you want to be running preferably. You have Reinhardt, which is only yellow allies attack, so very specific there. But you know, then again, all the Ryans are yellow, so if you want to run like a full team of Ryans with this guy as the lead, that's not the worst option. And then of course you have 2-star Felt, red allies. Yeah, it's not going to do anything for anyone except for your New Year's Felt, but it is what it is. This Felt's going to be great for basically just giving your team defense. She's used a lot in PvP because she's just a great like support all around. Defense enhancement for self on her basic. Then you have action gauge increase. When an enemy uses action gauge increase, so if you're having trouble with the boss and they have this ability, it restores 40% of maximum HP to all allies, which is really nice. This effect will not be activated if action gauge is increased by the effect of same enemy Felt. So if you're basically fighting this Felt, you know, you can't loop around this passive or something like that. And then physically attacks, we don't need the percentage. Then it grants all allies a defense enhancement for 1 turn. 1 turn's kind of meh, just because of the OP units we have nowadays, but she's still going to be great. Then action engaged by 70%, which is kind of nutty. So yeah, overall, she's not the best or anything. You know, she was a free unit, but she's great support to have in your team. This Reinhardt, again, is one of the best leader skills in this camp that you can run. I heard he's a little outdated, but I'm assuming for this floor, he'll be pretty okay. He gives himself a attack enhancement for 1 turn, 20% chance to self-defense enhancement. That's interesting. Then agility enhancement and a crit rate up. Oh, so this is 20% for each of these, I would assume. It's a very interesting basic. It could pop off, or it could just do absolutely nothing. Automatic activation, so the passive, I believe. 20% chance to grant himself an extra turn, so that's pretty neat. Physically attacks all enemies, 900% power with a 100% chance to attack reduction on all enemies. Attack reduction is not too crazy, but it's definitely not, you know, it's better than nothing. I'd take it over nothing. This is definitely an interesting kit. I've actually never known what he was able to do. He's got some solid attack. So yeah, this Ryan can probably be definitely like a really solid option. I actually don't have him. This Ryan, on the other hand, is probably going to be like your main DPS if you do have him, because he's AoE and he's really strong, and I've been building him up a little bit, so I'm happy I have him. He has some solid attack again. Sorry, I keep coughing. Inflicting unable to be able to heal. So okay, he stops healing for 2 turns, then recovers 10% of maximum HP on his basic, so that's pretty neat. Automatic activation starts to removes all buffs or all debuffs, has 20% chance to reduce self cooldowns by 1 turn, and has a 20% chance at the end of turn to give invincibility self. These two can be way more helpful than probably the other Ryan's buffs, low key. This is very like what's the word? Kind tactical, I guess would be the word. Invincibility is really nice, and then the cooldowns could be really good, especially if you're speeding things up, especially with this felt on your team, just increasing your action gauge a decent amount, just constantly going turn after turn. That could be cool. Physically attacks all enemies, ignores defense, and has a 50% chance of dealing damage over time for 3 turns, so DOT 3 times. That's pretty nice. Ignoring defense is pretty big, so that's why he's so strong. Yeah, I never liked building defense on units, because of units like Reinhardt. I feel like that would be a lot more prominent going forward in the game, so building defense has just never interested me. I think HP is like the way to go completely, but it is what it is. Again, okay leader skill, but probably not the most optimal one you want to be running. Then we have 2-star Felt. She's going to be doing attack reduction. She reduces action gauge by 100%. Wait, what? God damn. Okay, she's pretty interesting. If you want to stall out a boss, go ahead. This is pretty interesting. I like this. I really like this. I don't know if I want to test it out because my resources aren't looking exactly like plentiful, but this looks really fun. So if you do have her and you feel like using her, she could be pretty nasty against a certain boss or two. Then we have physically attacks a single enemy 4 times with 238. That's a very specific number. Power each hit and grants resistance to all allies. Ooh, resistance can be really good. Okay, so this Felt's looking really good actually. If you want some solid support, I would probably run probably a Labyrinth Rhine or this Rhine, whichever you have for the leader skill. Then this Rhine, this Felt, and this Felt. That'd probably be my go-to team. This Felt's kind of nasty. I kind of like it. I love it actually. Let's look at her stats a little bit. She's got 1k attack, not bad, not bad. A little low defense. She's got great HP. Agility's a little on the slow side. Average stats here. These are like really basic: 50% and then 120%, and then 20%, and then 35%. So that's pretty neat. Then we have Rom. So I've never actually read his skills either. So he has a 50% chance to stun. That could be useful. But most of the time bosses are immune to stun, so it is what it is. Then we have power each hit and a 50% chance per hit to inflict defense reduction. Oh, so finally a unit that inflicts defense down. Yeah, defense down is a big debuff to have on a character, and especially if they're not immune to it, because it does, I believe, like 80% of their defense down. So you're basically like hitting like a Reinhardt right here on all of your characters. I don't think it's needed because just if you have like this guy on your team or this guy on your team, does he ignore defense? No, he doesn't. I don't think he does. Yeah, so if you have this guy on your team, Rom's basically not really needed all too much. It is nice to have though, I guess. And then 100% chance of inflicting heal seal. So he can heal seal, he can stun, and he can defense down. So that's very interesting. Again, probably you want him for a very poverty leader skill. If you're missing all of these units, which you shouldn't be, because if you're doing the Felt camp floor by now, you should have Ryan, because he's the first floor clear reward. So yeah, you probably shouldn't be needing his leader skill. So it is what it is. And then we have the actual Ryan. He's got okay abilities. It's mainly about his memory that what brings him to an insane level. And he's got some really great stats. Like, I'm not gonna lie, 16k HP is pretty, like, it's pretty average. But then you pair it with a 1700 attack and a defense a little low on the low side, pretty average. Then we have agility, which is probably the fastest unit in the game. I don't know what beats 172. He might not be the fastest, but he's like very high up there, like top 3, top 5 easily, without like checking stats and whatnot. Then crit rate is 60. His crit damage is 170. It's so good. Like, these are like this extra 10%, and then this extra 50% is super nice. And then these are both average stats, but I don't think you need them for debuffing. He has incredible attacking power without building attack. That's why I think the main way to build this character is to go buy the support memory, or I think the defense memory, the one that gives you cover. The defense memory is definitely the way to go with this character. Like, you just want him as a tank because he already has such incredibly high attacking power. Like, these numbers are wild. He really is like one of the best units in the game. So he does agility reduction on the enemy. That's always nice to have. You probably want to apply it really early on though. And then yeah, automatic activation at the start of the battle has a 100% chance to give self defense enhancement. Oh my god. So yeah, just throw so much, just throw fucking HP this dude's way. Like he's giving himself the defense for 3 turns at the start of the battle. If you can't wipe after 3 turns with this attack and this crit damage, then you're probably just bad. So yeah, like this dude, just throw him on, put some HP on him, put some cover on him, and you're good to go. He ignored his defense. He has a 100% chance to remove all buffs from the enemy, and has a 100% chance to give self-defense enhancement again for 3 turns. So is this, yeah, single attack. So this, it's unfortunate that he's single, but if he was AoE, I think he'd just probably be the best unit in the game. So, yeah, this guy is insane. You definitely want him on your team if you have him built like really solid. I don't think I have him built enough, but I'm probably gonna build him after this video. So yeah, I just wanted to go over quick teams, help you guys kind of go over what was coming to the game. Nothing too crazy announced here in this live stream, but we do have some pretty solid information, a lot more than I thought we were getting. I thought we were just gonna see THERESIA, and that was it. Like I thought we were just gonna see the character, and then I thought to myself, you know, they love showing like so much more, like there's so much extra. So then they showed us floors, and then they showed us even the restrictions for the floors. So that was pretty nice of them to show us the restrictions so we can get ready at least. I don't know when I don't believe they said when the floors were coming out. It doesn't look like there's any. Oh yeah, 6/9/6/9. Okay, so it looks like whenever Bride THERESIA drops, these floors are gonna drop as well. So you'll probably be seeing a full guide. I'll do one video per floor, just full completing it. I think that'd be pretty fun to watch for you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next videos. I was a little on the long side. I just wanted to go into detail. I felt like this was a good video for you guys, so it is what it is. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.